from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. It's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's the Jaguars offense for the first time with Gardner Minshew, the Washington State product, leading the way.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
A first carry now for Thompson.
Number 34.
You see Thompson's numbers from a week ago. 15 carries, 52 yards.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. On the jet sweep, here's Westbrook.
The wide receiver.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now Minshew. And finding Keelan Cole. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
First down, Jaguars.
Throwing on first down is Minshew. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew to Thompson on the screen. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 11 yards there, first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially as pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
It's a pickup of 6.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Shotgun handoff to Thompson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Out of the gun is Minshew. He's got Thompson here, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 16. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
First down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, 2nd catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too.
14-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Minshew. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Complete to Tyler.
A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal. From the 2, here's 1st and goal. They'll turn to Thompson. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Chris Thompson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed, and this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked.
The Bengals set and ready to go on offense, leading the charge out of LSU. Joe Burrow, the #1 overall pick back in April.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today is determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
The numbers for Mixon last week, 13 carries, 137 yards, and a score.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
And he winds up getting this all the way down to the Jags' 31-yard line. A big play there for the Bengals. 41 yards on the ground. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now it's Burrow. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open. He has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game.
Minshew going to lead up the Jaguars 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. A running play there, going to get 11 as they get a quick first down.
The tackle made by Jesse Bates.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
It's a game.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
The tackle made.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. Well, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 29-yard line.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. The last possession, these Guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line.
These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
And a good pickup there by Mixon, and that shows the talent that he has. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 4th in the NFL in 2018, 9th last year. But I look for those numbers to jump back up again with the introduction of new talent in Cincinnati.
Now Burrow on first down. He'll air this one out for Boyd. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And now it's second down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
And that'll be incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzama, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Florida, C.J. Henderson. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Geno,
one of the best around. Big Geno Atkins there on the stop. An 8-time Pro Bowler, including each of the last 6 seasons.
Minshew throwing on third down. And Eifert has it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Complete to Tyler.
And for Tyler Eifert, you know, it's a bittersweet game here. He, of course, spent the first 7 seasons of his NFL career in a Bengals uniform before joining the Jags in the offseason. His best year with the Bengals, 2015. He had 52 catches that year, 13 touchdowns, and his lone Pro Bowl bid to date. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
At the 37-yard line.
On second and 11 now. Minshew. He completes it to Westbrook. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Jaguars on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as the season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
It's a gain of 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
First and 10.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily. I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
A gain of 3, second down.
49-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and
from just shy of midfield. Minshew. The open man is Westbrook. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And the Jaguars.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. 13 yards remaining on second down. From the gun, Minshew to throw. Incomplete.
Minshew's pass.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. And that will be incomplete.
Minshew's pass intended for Tyler Eifert. Incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Field goal is good. Makes the score Jaguars 10. Bengals.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7 our score.
At the 37-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the right ball.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
First down. Here's Burrow. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. Burrow, a gain of 6 there on first.
C.J. Uzomah.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
First down.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But now it's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Mixon trying to punch it in. And he bowls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon, as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front.
For the extra point.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Jags football again. DJ Chark ready to rock and roll.
Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's 2 sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Here's Minshew. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
This will make it into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
He's brought down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. A throw left side, complete to his receiver Westbrook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Not much there, only a yard. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25.
Chris Thompson. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Jaguars.
Minshew, 1st and 10. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
The 27-yard line.
It'll be Minshew again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And 8 yards.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They'll run on first down. It's Thompson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Minshew sets to throw. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49.
8-yard pickup.
They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Minshew with a throw caught by Eifert, the tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down. Room here to run. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics, he's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
Second and 1 at the 11-yard line.
On second down now, it's Thompson. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
On 3rd and short to give to the tight end. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. This will be caught at about the 5. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Tyler Eifert, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have retaken the lead.
Josh Lambo lining
For good
up.
reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And it's now 17-14. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
26-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
At the 45-yard
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Burrow now, a big spot for the Heisman Trophy winner. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Open man is Uzama. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
1st and 10.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. And Burrow going to throw again. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Miles Jack. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Jaguars' 14-yard line.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Brings up
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
That's good.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what... And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead here in the 4th. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. in this amount of time. I think it was a two-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
5-yard line.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Minshew and the Jags now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play on the catch and run covering 34 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun is Minshew. Short pass, Eifert on the receiving end. A gain of 6 there on first.
Complete to Tyler Eifert. A 6-yard pickup.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
18 on the play.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on the play.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On second down, Minshew. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal.
They give it here to Thompson, and that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd and goal now in a 1-score game. Looking to throw it, Minshew to the end zone, but it's incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Bengals are going to get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run again with Bernard. And he stopped immediately there. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Jaguars go on offense 1st down and 10.
So Minshew and the Jaguars
down 21-17, a little over 50 seconds remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's got it complete to Thompson. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to. Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Pick up the first across midfield to the 47. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Cincinnati, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first win of the season here in Week 4. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.